Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, December 11th, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 678 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Mark Meadows said he would have dressed in a giant penguin suit to have Trump back in the Oval Office after COVID-19 hospitalization. Book. It was a little rude. Michael B. Jordan wished he got a heads up on being unseated as sexiest man alive. U.S. bank reached a settlement with a black man who a manager called the police on as he tried to cash his paycheck. Report. BBC delays podcast on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex after related documentary draws 925 complaints. Ginger Duggar says she is thankful for Josh Duggar's guilty verdict and calls his actions a dishonor. Aftermath of deadly Kentucky tornado. Disney reportedly removes video promoting luxury Star Wars hotel after fans call it a galactic failure. Pope cites new book on nun abuse and warning to superiors. San Francisco's vaunted tolerance dims amid brazen crimes. How is this de-escalating? Bystanders outraged after viral video shows Minneapolis police officer violently arresting elderly black man. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Portland Timbers 1-1 New York City FC, 8, Pens 2-4, MLS Cup Final 2021, Live, The Guardian. UFC 269 quick hits, pre-fight coverage, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. Kentucky reacts to devastation after overnight tornadoes rip through Commonwealth, Courier Journal. The end of a return to office date, The New York Times. Oregon Ducks hiring Georgia defensive coordinator Dan Lanning, per source, Oregon Live. Megan Thee Stallion graduates from Texas Southern University, TMZ. Palestinians vote in local elections amid rising anger with the boss, Reuters. Urban Meyer still in Jacksonville Jaguars plans despite building tension, sources say, ESPN. Israeli study finds Pfizer COVID-19 booster protects against Omicron, Reuters. Halo Infinite finally getting a Slayer playlist next week, Kotaku. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Watchdog, Federal Anti-Terror Unit also investigated U.S. journalists. Megan Thee Stallion graduates from college, walks stage at Texas Southern University. Zendaya and Tom Holland don't get the fuss over their heights, this is normal, too. Judge okays regulator subpoena for Rust assistant director. Endangered right whale gives birth while entangled in fishing gear. Survivors recount horror of destructive storm system that hit several states. 4 women met Ghislaine Maxwell as teens, they're accusing her as adults. Video captures devastation in Kentucky City after it was demolished by deadly tornado. Man thought death was near as otter pack overpowered him in Singapore Park. Michael B. Jordan talks passing his sexiest man alive title on to Paul Rudd. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Nonprofit works to close wealth gap. Woman pulled from home following storm. Aviation student, professor attends space launch. Professor arrested after child porn found on comp. Snowy owl makes an appearance along lakefront. Man's death in Ohio reopens Canadian cold case. Man arrested after 160 animals found at his home. Diaper drive ends tomorrow, aims for 1M diapers. 16-year-old studying nuclear physics at MSU. Officers try to stop man who stole school bus. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Tornadoes leave trail of devastation across 6 states, with scores dead. Former aide says he was ordered to ignore subpoena over pandemic response. Should police investigate residential schools cases in Canada? The end of a return to office date. Deaths confirmed after tornado hits Amazon warehouse in Illinois. Ex-Panama president's sons are extradited to U.S. after multi-country chase. Rift between Wyden and Son shows the challenge of taxing the ultra-rich. Why hospitalizations are now a better indicator of COVID's impact. What the new right sees. In bid for control of elections, Trump loyalists face few obstacles. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Tornado aftermath, before and after photos show terrifying and extensive damage. Biden uses tornado tragedy to push climate agenda, suggests storms are consequence of the warming. Man killed in shooting involving police near UK Royal Palace. Kentucky death toll will exceed 70, governor warns, as tornado-producing storm system rips across more states. Biden to visit Kentucky tornado devastation as long as he won Annapolis, Annapolis, get in the way Annapolis. Madonna calls out 50 Cent for Annapolis, bullshit Annapolis, apology, Annapolis, it Annapolis, as not valid Annapolis. DRA says Fauci should be held accountable, suggests he resign after misleading Americans on COVID. CNN producer, former Chris Cuomo staffer arrested for allegedly inducing minors for sex. LeVar Ball rips Michael Jordan after being asked if LaMelo would seek advice from NBA icon. Cook County to Kim Foxx facing renewed criticism following Smollett's verdict for dropping charges last year. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, December 11th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. COVID-19 UK, government scientists warn Omicron will lead to more hospitalizations than last winter. Royal fans go wild over Princess Charlotte's very striking resemblance to Queen. Future style icons, Cambridge kids joined Prince William and Kate Middleton for Christmas portrait. 2 St. John Fisher College pupils died after catching COVID within a week of each other. This is England star Andrew Shim, 38, faces jail in Spain over unpaid $75,000 drugs fine. Red Bull boss Christian Horner accuses Mercedes of a smear campaign against Max Verstappen. China is building a 12,000-mile-per-hour hypersonic plane that can transport 10 passengers. Foreign office to cut staff by 20%, civil servants warn jobs as risk as ex-ambassadors slam move. At least 50 dead in Kentucky tornado, fears up to 100 people could have been killed. Clarifications and corrections. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Hamas says oxygen bottles not arms exploded in Lebanon camp. Germany's Fauci, a Harvard-educated doctor, gets ready to tackle the pandemic. Taiwan records first Omicron case in traveler from Africa. Cuban family finds welcome, refugee status in distant Serbia. 6 ways Russia views Ukraine, and why each should worry the West. She could have been Benin's first female president. She was just sentenced to 20 years in prison. Britain moves to ban big game hunters from bringing trophies back into country. Pakistani gunmen attack police guarding polio team, 1 killed. South African doctors see signs Omicron is milder than Delta. Tractor trailer full of migrants crashes in southern Mexico, killing at least 55. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Manchester City v Wolves, Premier League, Live. COVID live, booster significantly reduces risk of Omicron symptoms. Taiwan and Mauritius detect first cases. Up to 100 feared dead after tornadoes tear through U.S. states. Michaela Schifrin earns first World Cup speed podium in 23 months at St. Moritz. The Supreme Court's abortion ruling is even more unsettling than it may seem. Moira Donegan. Trump's ultimate yes man, how Devin Nunes embraced the role he was long accused of playing. In the battle between truth and lies, we must protect the world's journalists. Joel Simon. Most people don't know how to shoot or edit dark skin. Isaac West's best phone shot. Does Enes Kanter Freedom really think LeBron should shut up and dribble? I asked him. I'm all for New Zealand giving tobacco a kicking, but don't criminalize smoking. Eleanor Margulis. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. UK seeks unity at G7 meeting over Russia's malign behavior. Battered survivors tell of Mexico truck crash that killed 55. Dole's last Kansas journey on Earth service, political career. Watch, kangaroos duel on Australian beach. Watch, Bob left you with 45 years worth of roses, Biden tells Dole family. At least 50 dead as tornadoes devastate Kentucky. How to watch Michael Strahan Blue Origin space flight, time, details. Japan's Nintendo game console pioneer Uemura dies at 78. Father, son charged with starting wildfire plead not guilty. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Drone footage shows Amazon warehouse collapse. More than 50 feared dead in Kentucky's worst ever tornadoes. U.S. Olympic boycott, Uyghurs and Hong Kongers react. Mexico truck crash, crackdown on people smugglers launched. Afghanistan, donors to release frozen funds for food and health aid. UK warns Russia of consequences if Ukraine invaded. The woman who digs for the truth in mass graves. Week in Pictures, December 4 to 10, 2021. Ghislaine Maxwell prosecutors rest their case. Finnish teacher who secretly taught his children in Syrian camps by text. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Governor Beshear expects 70-100 deaths from tornadoes, may be deadliest in Kentucky history. What's your state's favorite Christmas cookie? Google shares unique holiday searches. In Mississippi's capital city, bottled water and distrust of taps are a way of life. Cities sue ghost gun parts manufacturers as homemade firearms are tied to more crimes. Prosecution rests in Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Today in history for December 11th. CDC releases Omicron data, some Missouri health departments halt public COVID-19 work after letter from GOP politician, latest updates. Denver finally sees first snowfall, latest since 1934. U.S. officials, boosters help protect against Omicron. Calder fire suspects, son converted firearm into a machine gun, district attorney says. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Riverside County man is charged in serial rape case after brutal attacks on 6 women. Arrest is made in fatal Pasadena crash that had jogger's husband searching for answers. This isn't the first time Torrance Police Department has been accused of widespread racism. LAUSD poised to push back deadline for student COVID vaccinations to fall 2022. Giant forest to reopen months after fires threaten sequoias. Snow falls in California as powerful winter storm gathers strength. Omicron was in California weeks ago, before officials raised alarms, water sample suggests. It's early days in the race for LA County Sheriff, but the mud is already flying. Column, are diversifying suburbs like Irvine ready for a conversation about race? Column, leaked SoCal hospital records reveal huge, automated markups for healthcare. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, December 11th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Tibetan students lock themselves to Olympic rings to protest Beijing Games. London Metropolitan Police face legal action over refusal to probe Christmas parties at 10 Downing Street. France may lose another multi-billion shipbuilding deal to US. Switzerland to follow France and investigate sexual abuse in Catholic Church. EU to impose sanctions on Russian military contractor Wagner Group, official says. China vows to attack US troops who come to Taiwan's aid. U.S. small arms and ammo arrive in Ukraine as Pentagon details troops to train country's military. India, U.S. account for a quarter of COVID-19 misinformation, study. Majority of Canadians polled support a full boycott of Beijing Winter Olympic Games. I couldn't kill innocent people, Myanmar soldiers defect to join resistance. U.S. imposes sweeping human rights sanctions on China, Myanmar and North Korea. Japan's total greenhouse gas emissions dropped for the 7th consecutive year to 1.149 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in fiscal 2020, according to the Environment Ministry. Emissions were down 5.1%, or 62 million metric tons of CO2 equivalent, from fiscal 2019. Thai female lawyers to fight law that bans them from wearing trousers in court. Several reportedly killed as explosions rock Hamas weapons depot in Lebanon. NATO chief rejects Russian demand to deny Ukraine entry. NATO news. The next headlines are from Forbes. Hydrogen is not a fuel, it's a cult. Rupert Murdoch just bought a $200 million ranch. Here are his other mega properties. The dull bipartisan congressional legacy of food aid for the neediest. Former Proud Boys member sentenced to 10 years for assaulting protesters in Portland. And just like that showrunner, Peloton had nothing to do with major characters' death in Sex and the City revival. Sex and the City sequel, and just like that, provides HBO Max its highest premiere. Here are the 10 most viewed Korean series on Netflix in 2021. January 6th committee subpoena 6 more Trump associates. FAA finds no specific safety issues in Blue Origin investigation. Do environmental protection laws only work when the economy is doing well? The next headlines are from Nature.com. DeepMind AI tackles one of chemistry's most valuable techniques. Managing up, how to communicate effectively with your PhD advisor. Bringing back the stars. Chile, elect a president to strengthen climate action, not weaken it. Heat waves afflict even the far north's icy seas. Coronapod, vaccines and long COVID, how protected are you? The race to make vaccines for a dangerous respiratory virus. To beat Omicron, Delta and bird flu, Europe must pull together. COVID evolution and the Webb telescope, the week in infographics. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,715,413,206 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Why limited screen time shouldn't prevent Bradley Cooper from being an Oscar frontrunner for Licorice Pizza. Quo Vadis, i.e. Riz Homage flee win big at the European Film Awards. Steven Spielberg on authentic casting in West Side Story, this is the way to do it. 10 best movies about porn stars, from Boogie Nights to Red Rocket. Box office, West Side Story opening on top with concerning $10 million debut. The Betty White Centennial, celebrating 100 remarkable moments in an extraordinary life. From documentaries to original score, Oscar shortlist contenders gain traction as campaigns heat up. Monkees manager on Michael Nesmith's final months, he died knowing they were beloved, he finally got it. Music industry moves, Arrow Jeff Tab attorney Matt Cutler named partner at Rothenberg, Moore and Binder. How television networks are ringing in the 2022 new year. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Photos, scenes from the deadly tornadoes in the South and Midwest. Video, drone footage captures devastating aftermath of Mayfield, Kai, tornado. A church retreat came to the aid of Canada's latest disaster survivors. Opinion, Bob Dole's efforts to prevent the genocide of Bosnians, remembered. As the 2022 campaign kicks off in Georgia, 2020 casts a long shadow. New York City is decked out for the holidays, but business owners are anxious. NPR sues the Pentagon for info on possible civilian deaths during the Baghdadi raid. At least 70 killed in tornadoes in central U.S., Biden declares emergency in Kentucky. Storms kill 2 at Arkansas nursing home and damage an Amazon warehouse in Illinois. 2 artists have been charged with faking Native American heritage. The following headlines are from The Week. Jeff Bezos launches Michael Strahan into space. Palestinians vote in municipal elections as support for Abbas slips. UK Foreign Secretary threatens severe consequences if Russia invades Ukraine. Bosnian Serbs vote for greater autonomy, stoking fears of renewed conflict. New Caledonia holds final referendum on independence from France. Mexico announces crackdown on people smugglers after deadly crash. At least 50 dead after tornadoes strike Kentucky and other states. 5 cartoons about Russia's looming invasion of Ukraine. The Fed looks for a soft landing. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The Supreme Court lets SB 8 stand, but allows abortion providers their day in court. Pauline Oliveras emerges from the underground. The next headlines are from Universe Today. The constellation Fornax. Galaxies have been found with no dark matter at all. After 10 days of dangerous, careful work, James Webb has been fully fueled up. BRRRR, bundle up for the 2021 Geminid meteors. NASA launches a new X-ray observatory. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, December 11th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. $5 billion asteroid Nereus flies by December 11th. Mystery hut on the far side of the moon. Menkar, a visual double, is the whale's alpha star. The next news is from Politico. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. G7 ministers warn of strong response if Putin advances into Ukraine. Western countries warn Bosnian Serbs against secessionist move. Bashir, Biden pledge relief as storm system inflicts catastrophic toll. Malinowski supporters flood the zone, fearing he'll be sacrificed in redistricting. Soaring inflation could hamper Biden's effort to narrow wealth, racial disparities. I left QAnon in 2019, but I'm still not free. The good news for the GOP is only temporary. Islamic State figure pleads guilty to aiding terrorist group. San Diego student asks SCOTUS to block school vaccine mandate. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. The Age photos of the week, December 12, 2021. Verstappen on pole for title deciding race after unbelievable display. Death toll rises in Kentucky as tornadoes hit several states. Melbourne freedom protesters prepare to march again as state records 1,069 COVID-19 cases. NSW records 485 new cases of COVID-19, 2 deaths. Best of Cartoons, December 12, 2021. The Ballet Dancer, The Purple Wiggle and the Family Juggling Act. Hugo Weaving's profound relationship began as childhood playmates. Ghislaine Maxwell lawyers defend villainized client by attacking victims. Roaring back, the regions need a rev up. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Brace yourself for an extra tax hit from large mutual fund payouts. One country topped GoFundMe's list of most generous nations for the third year in a row, and it's not the US. Newswatch, the surprising investing strategy crushes the stock market without examining a single financial metric. Mackenzie Scott reverses course after criticism, says she'll reveal who benefited from her latest round of billionaire philanthropy. Views around race and racism appear to be extremely entrenched, here's how they've changed over the pandemic. It's about A-type salespeople in the executive branch. Under the shadow of Omicron, the office party has a new, exclusive vibe. Would you and I go into a building where we can see smoke? That's how one doctor sees New Year's Eve parties. 30 scientists collaborated to motivate 61,000 people to go to the gym more. They did it, but their success came with one big caveat. The moneyest, I trust no one. My fiancé wants my share of our home if I die, but I have a disabled adult son. Is this the kind of man I should marry? The moneyest, my father desperately begged me, son, get a lawyer. That woman is going to take away your inheritance. My stepmother kept $1 million after he died. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Kuwaiti inventor shows 4 patents at Expo Dubai, Kuwait Times. Hong Kong must strengthen IP protections if it hopes to become innovation hub, South China Morning Post. Health innovation for all, the business standard. Put patent policy to work to achieve climate goals. I am. Inside track, Grum's vision takes off during pandemic, GRBJ.com. Caloiris drops cases against Sunni entities, Times Union. Brief history of gasoline Part 7 leaded gas catering lie, Jalopnik. AI inventors, can AI own intellectual property rights, Raconteur. Wireless communications innovator named Fellow of National Academy of Inventors, Office of Communications and Marketing. 5 Best Patent Attorney in Nashville, TN, Kev's Best. The next headlines are from Quartz. U.S. wage gains are being erased by inflation. Starbucks set the stage for its employees' union vote in Buffalo. Miami's tech boom is more than hype. Europe sent Nigeria up to 1 million near-expired doses of COVID-19 vaccine. The biggest mistake companies can make with holiday parties is not to have one at all. How to find a therapist. Health experts worry CDC's COVID-19 vaccination rates appear inflated. Africans want their apps to do more for them. Shell's London relocation could be a win for climate activists. Biden Summit for Democracy. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. This week in Tech Dirt history, December 5-11. PewDiePie dives into the Mark Fitzpatrick, Toei animation saga. Texas says its unconstitutional content moderation law should still go into effect while we wait for appeal. Judge, no, that's not how this works. Polish prosecutor first beneficiary of Apple's "You've been hacked by NSO" spyware notification program. Book publishers sue Maryland over law that would require them to offer reasonable prices on e-books to libraries. Surveillance company CEO threatens to sue reporter for writing about his company. Daily Deal, the complete 2021 beginner to expert guitar lessons bundle. CNN goes full moral panic about kids and social media. Apple's Do Not Track button is privacy theater. An unplanned, ad hoc collaboration reveals the on-the-ground truth about China's internment camps for liars. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Urban Meyer. MLS. Chelsea vs Leeds United. Ben Simmons. Jeremy Strong. Manchester United. Liverpool vs Aston Villa. Syracuse basketball. Consumers Energy. Arsenal. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. 100 plus feared killed in worst tornado outbreak in U.S. history. Israel preparing military option against Iran, media. Fauci says whether Omicron-specific booster needed. CEO taking time off after firing 900 workers over Zoom. China says democracy used as weapon of mass destruction. Critical software bug sets internet on fire. London cops shoot man dead near Kensington Palace. DIA agent sentenced for conspiring with drug cartel and stealing millions. It's all going off. Furious Chelsea and Leeds players clash after penalty drama. Video. Russian football fan dies and stands after suspected cardiac arrest. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. 70 dead in Kentucky as Biden calls Colorado outbreak one of the largest in history. Stung by the semi-shortage, Chinese auto sales fall for the 7th straight month. Pennsylvania Supreme Court ends school mask mandate. Here's how reserve currencies have evolved over 120 years. Kellogg plans to permanently replace 1,400 striking workers. Taiwan investigating whether mice can transmit COVID to humans after bitten lab employee tests positive. Inflation surges near 40-year high, wages aren't keeping up. Iran warns against reported as Israeli drills prepping attack on nuke sites. Has the EIA massively overestimated the potential of U.S. shale? Navy destroyer number 2 officer fired over refusal to get COVID-19 vaccine tested. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Former Barcelona youth coach investigated for sexual abuse. G7 ministers seek to present a show of unity against Russia. Kidnapped Red Cross workers freed in Eastern DRC. Will Facebook be blamed for alleged genocide of Rohingya? Will Julian Assange be extradited? Thousands of Serbians block roads to protest lithium mine project. Tens of thousands protest Austria's compulsory COVID vaccines. Turkey's Erdogan says social media a threat to democracy. Indian farmers head home after year-long protests. Tornadoes unleash death and devastation in U.S. states. The next headlines are from Breitbart. California mother allegedly attempts to drown 4-year-old son, pleads not guilty. Nearly 1,000 students at San Francisco high schools protest officials ignoring sexual misconduct. Video, suspected thief assaults female NYPD officer at Manhattan pharmacy. Mo Brooks, Hunter Biden trading off his father's name, marketing access to the Biden family must be investigated by Congress. Cantor Freedom, I'm going to call out every dictatorship, I'm not scared of anything. AZ Governor Ducey, our congressional delegation shouldn't vote for anything that doesn't include border security. Poll, half of those unwilling to get the coronavirus vaccine cite concern over side effects. Exclusive former President Donald Trump, U.S. much weaker now under Joe Biden, we're not respected anymore. Anthony Fauci 1 year ago, pandemic won't last a lot longer due to vaccines. Amnesty lobby, BBB will fix Joe Biden's inflation by cutting voters' wages. The next headlines are from UPI News. Book return to Monmouth College Library was 49 years overdue. Lottery ticket found in laundry turns out to be $387,450 winner. Watch, Delaware replaces highway sign that misspelled state's name. Watch, dog lost during cross-country move reunited with family over a week later. Watch, Georgia waitress gets $10,000 in tips after customer's Facebook post. Watch, bear cub attacks inflatable reindeer in California yard. Look, man breaks Guinness World Record with 4,036 origami shirts. Look, firefighters rescue kitten from dryer vent in New York. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 7 of 7, tall red-haired and blonde non-humans in Arizona and Peru. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Revolutionary technology neutralizes radioactivity around Chernobyl by 47%, using only the processes of Earth. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Cardboard habitat pods give a fighting chance to animals displaced by wildfires. Probiotics improve nausea and vomiting in pregnancy, study shows. New simple therapy offers potentially groundbreaking treatment option for ALS and other autoimmune diseases. Meet the sustainable alternative to concrete that caught the eye of Dior and Louis Vuitton. 10 years after a tsunami devastated eastern Japan, a 1,000-kilometer hiking trail reclaims the coast. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, December 11th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Deeply insulting, Salmond hits out at plans to change Black Beach Pub's name. A woman who lives in Amsterdam's red light district says it's the most fun area, but she wishes tourists would be more respectful to sex workers. Yorkshire village's Heffley Christmas tree labeled worst in the north. COVID-19, death metal band Omicron won't change its name. This woman thought she was buying a miniature pet, now she has a 250 kilograms big. Meat-eating dinosaurs were terrifyingly fast, footprints reveal. Tech Bro CEO lays off 900 people in Zoom call and makes himself the victim. I accidentally hacked a Peruvian crime ring. Squirrelzilla proves Maine's gray squirrels are fat and fluffy this fall. Kanye West publicist pressed Georgia election worker to confess to bogus fraud charges. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Hey, React apps, here's why UI libraries will improve your apps. iPhone 14 Pro leaks say the notch is dead, but I doubt it. Wacky AI paper says we should merge with machines to teach them our ways. Researchers use water to create a safer and more durable EV battery cell. Mercedes-Benz new autopilot makes it legal to take your eyes off the road kinda. Twitter's 7 acquisitions in 2021 show its ambition to move beyond the live feed. We assign too much humanity to robots, they're simply tools. Here's how to update your AirPods firmware. EV charging in underground car parks is hard. Blockchain to the rescue. Julian Assange can be extradited to U.S., British judges rule. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Asthma may reduce risk of brain tumors, but how? Disrupting flow of wood from rivers to oceans impacts marine environments. Human-like brain helps robot out of a maze. Researchers develop advanced catalysts for clean hydrogen production. Chemicals from hair and beauty products impact hormones, especially during pregnancy. Speaking baby talk to infants isn't just cute, it could help them learn to make words. New understanding of plant nutrient response could improve fertilizer management strategies. Getting childhood obesity initiatives across the finish line. Seasonal temperature impacts patient lab results. Scientists identify malfunctioning brain cells as potential targets for Alzheimer's treatment. The next headlines are from Information Week. Is networking the new killer app? User interface design, beautiful is not always functional. OS unveils private 5G service, validating enterprise use case. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, December 11th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Number 24 Bayou suffers double-digit loss to Creighton. Pablo Mastroni agrees in principle to be next head coach of Real Salt Lake. Ex-Utah Jazz point guard John Stockton expresses support for Kyrie Irving's anti-vax stance. One person dead after shooting in Salt Lake City. Dozens fear deadly tornadoes, storms strike U.S. states. Tribute newsletter, are these Rose Bowl-bound Utes the program's greatest team ever? New technology from Silicon Slopes allows you to skip the physical therapist's office. Good news for Utah homebuyers, prices may have peaked, see where. Sex education in Utah, what students did, and didn't, learn in the classroom. Gordon Monson, Utah got only part of its just due, Bayou got a raw deal, and Utah State could have gotten more. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Magnus Carlsen wins 8th World Championship, what makes him so great? Foreign Policy magazine, Bitcoin failed in El Salvador, is the answer more Bitcoin? New medicine could replace reading glasses with eye drops. 2 U.S. senators urge federal investigations into Facebook about safety and ad reach. COVID booster cuts death rate by 90%, Israeli study finds. What's behind the birds aren't real protests? The Linux kernel's second language, Rust, gets another step closer. Blue Origin helps humanity set a new record for spaceflight. Stanford professor Gary Nolan is analyzing anomalous materials from UFO crashes. Chicago Public Schools partners with Google instead of Code.org for Ed Week. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Watch Live, 6 died in Amazon facility collapse in Edwardsville. Kentucky governor, storms may have killed at least 70 people. I'm extremely surprised that we didn't have more injuries, St. Charles County officials update on tornado damage. Video of damage from last night's tornado in Defiance. Guns now allowed in cars on University of Missouri campuses. Storm track 250 miles through 4 states, spawning deadly twisters. Photos, survey the St. Charles County storm damage from above. Raw video, tornado damage at the Edwardsville Amazon facility. Photos, tornado destroys Edwardsville Amazon facility. Kentucky tornado death toll likely 70-100 lost lives, Governor Beshear says. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Police seek public's help finding 63-year-old missing man. Woman falls overboard SoCal cruise ship off Mexican coast, Coast Guard. 4 hurt, including baby, when car crashes into recycling plant. One dead in Spring Valley shooting, suspect sought. Slight warm-up expected this weekend before rain returns to area. Here's how you can help victims of the devastating tornadoes. 3 arrested in North County DUI checkpoint. Second confirmed Omicron case shows COVID variant is spreading locally, health experts say. It's going to be spectacular. San Diego Bay Parade of Lights returns this weekend. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. USS Iwo Jima prepares for home port shift to Norfolk. USS Oakland ready to receive new long-range, precision strike weapon. USRC-135W spy plane flies from UK into Ukrainian airspace. Finland is set to buy 64 F-35 fighters. German weapons maker Rheinmetall unveils new robo-tank. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Douban punished for weak censorship, pulled from app stores. Make China visible again, exploring rooms within China. As many as 127 journalists are behind bars in China and Hong Kong. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, December 11th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Oregon toddler fights beyond rare gene mutation. Ghislaine Maxwell trial, 4 women testimony in federal court. Italy bishop tells children Santa doesn't exist. Capitol rioters' social media posts influencing sentencings. Wisconsin woman steals $400K from elderly, spends nearly half of it at casinos. Watch, horse rescued after falling through 27-inch hole in Ohio. Biden talks vaccines, polling in first late-night show appearance as president. Self-proclaimed Proud Boy gets 10 years for 2020 protest crimes. Viagra reduces risk of developing Alzheimer's disease by nearly 70%. 5 tips for avoiding a porch pirate. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Facts matter, gunman at Oxford school didn't pretend to be sheriff. Grammar Moses, shorter isn't always better. Constable, $275,000 guitar just part of Luthier's magic work in Wakanda. Dasunmu, newcomer Johnson join Bull's lengthy protocols list. Elgin Police, residents decorate and light holiday trees Saturday. Tornado kills scores in Kentucky, other states, see drone footage of destruction. Suburban Skyview, the tradition of cutting a holiday tree for your home. No one injured as fire early Saturday leaves Naperville home uninhabitable. No injuries in Grace Lake house fire. Watch, a month before his death, Monkey's Michael Nesmith performed with Dolenz in Rosemont. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. The Blue Angels announce they will return to Seattle Seafair weekend in 2022. Seattle City Council member Kshama Sawant declares victory despite very slim lead in recall election. A very drunken Christmas carol, holiday markets, more Seattle events this weekend. Report, these used vehicles had the greatest year-over-year price increases in Seattle. Seattle Council member Kshama Sawant pulls ahead in recall election. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 321, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 20,032. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 10 km, in Indonesia November 12, 2021, 15:29 UTC, about 1,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 53.25 km, in Chile November 12, 2021, 14:54 UTC, 490,000 people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, December 11th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Death toll could exceed 100 following tornadoes, severe weather, Kentucky governor. Governor Greg Abbott deploys task force to aid Kentucky following deadly tornadoes. United Memorial Medical Center gets Medicare-Medicaid contract extension pending inspection. Travis Scott's hard seltzer production stopped for now, Anheuser-Busch says. Michael Strahan shares message for two aviation students after launch. 4 women met Ghislaine Maxwell as teens, now accusing her as adults. New Zealand plans to outlaw smoking for future generations. Deadly tornadoes, what we know about rescue efforts at Candle Factory, Amazon facility, nursing home. Crescent moon aligns with Jupiter, Saturn and Venus in Friday's night sky. Cooler air moving in on gusty winds. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Titans activate WR Julio Jones from injured reserve. White finishes 8th, ticket still unpunched for 4th Olympics. Number 8 Kansas roars past Mizza 102-65 in border wars return. Oklahoma frustrate number 12 Arkansas in first loss of season. Broncos activate Bryce Callahan, will honor Demaryius Thomas. 8 groups mobilized to help victims of Midwest tornadoes. Kentucky hardest hit as storms leave dozens dead in 5 states. State police traffic stops drop by half since pandemic began. Brazil justice rules vaccine passport mandatory for visitors. Number 3 UConn women avoid first 2 game skip since 1993, top UCLA. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, don't be a one-dose mope. City demolition of East River Park underway in violation of court order, protesters say. Advocates demand state legislature return CUNY to tuition-free routes. Parents frustrated over lack of NYC middle and high school admissions guidance. Struggling New Yorkers set to get boost in rental assistance. Extra extra, allo governor, fancy watching some British Saturday Night Live? Not a monolith, NYC report spotlights diversity and health disparities among Asian New Yorkers for first time. Mayor-elect Adams and surrogates test political might in NYC council speaker's race. This week's Ask the Mayor on Brian Lehrer, de Blasio reflects on public safety record. Photos, the Decker Heights holiday lights are officially lit for 2021. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Homeless camps, a reflection of growing inequality in Chile. Promoting sustainability and the UN at Dubai Expo, a UN resident coordinator blog. Mountain Day, peak ambition must be to keep our summits clean, declares veteran climber. Safia Niaz and Zakia Soman, bonded to change the trajectory of Muslim women in India. Great mining migration, power-hungry Bitcoin leaves China. UN raises alarm over continuing expulsions of asylum seekers from Libya. Rights experts appeal for greater civil society protections, amid rising repression. Senior White House official Catherine Russell appoint a new UNICEF chief. It's not enough to be non-racist, we need to be anti-racist. Mexico, with scores killed in truck crash, UN urges states to agree controlled migration. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Unvaxxed in Austria could be imprisoned for a year. Media, hardcore vaccine refuseniks may need to be de-radicalized like terrorists and punished. Facebook says it's not liable for false fact checks used to censor, because they're protected opinion. Inflation surges near to a 40-year high, wages aren't keeping up. Why the US government is desperate to keep Julian Assange in a cage, because he's a real journalist. At least 50 are killed by tornadoes in Kentucky's deadliest storm in a century. Twisters rip through Mississippi Valley, shredding nursing home and destroying Amazon warehouse. Progressive prosecutors are invoking terrorism to expand state power and advance their political ambitions. CNN producer arrested, accused of raping children as young as 9. Twitter will now ban users that repeatedly claim vaccinated people can spread COVID. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Yes, a shark in 1935 vomited a tattooed human arm in Australia. What does shadow ban mean? What is the legend of the Barghest? Did Biden read end of message during Bob Dole tribute? Prosecution rests in sex abuse trial of Ghislaine Maxwell. Michael Nesmith, the monkey for all seasons, dies at 78. Are these human sleeves real? Court won't stop Texas abortion ban, but OK's clinic suit. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Pope Francis continues to be active, despite unsupported report of declining health. Biden's wage claims, mostly malarkey. Post comes to premature conclusions about COVID-19 Omicron variant severity. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Texas fire captain suspended for exposing penis ring to fast food worker, documents show. Nauseating and heartbreaking, Amazon worker killed trying to warn others of Torado, family says. SantaCon returns to NYC with drunk frat bros looking for sex with an elf. Juror explains what sealed Jussie Smollett's fate for them. 2 strangers wake up with their abdomens sewn together in Netflix is horrifying too. And just like that, stage a fake funeral scene to 4 Dukes Moy. You must watch Yellow Jackets, the best new show on TV. The racism drama unraveling the knitting world. Reinventing the battery can't save us from climate disaster. OMG, I want to rent that house, Florence, Italy. The next headlines are from the New York Post. NYCFC claim first MLS Cup with drama-filled win over Timbers. Knicks place Obi Toppin in COVID-19 protocol, will miss game versus Bucks. French Olympic swimmer Yannick Annel accused of raping 15-year-old. New Jersey driver killed in Whitestone Expressway crash in Queens. Experts say Jussie Smollett is in matrix of arrogance as he awaits sentencing. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Spinning star slingshots plasma at 7 million miles per hour. The sky this week, catch Comet Leonard at its best. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. New FDA-approved eye drops may improve vision. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Kansas police officer's dog beheaded in targeted attack, authorities say. Suspected serial rapist arrested in California after brutal attacks. Kentucky governor fears 100 killed in tornado outbreak, it's devastating. NYC council speakers race narrows with 2 contenders emerging as most likely picks. CIT, twin panda cubs make adorable debut in French Zoo. 3 Texas teens arrested over alleged beating that put classmate in intensive care unit. Former FedEx driver charged for dumping thousands of dollars worth of packages into Alabama ravine. Michigan man convicted of killing wife by spiking her cereal with heroin sentenced to life without parole. Michael Strahan blasts into space on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. The following headlines are from military.com. Navy commander fired after refusing to get COVID vaccine. Navy blames Hawaii water contamination on jet fuel spill. Former Fort Hood soldier sentenced to 40 years in prison for strangling woman to death. Medals of honor to be awarded to Alwyn Cash, 2 Afghanistan soldiers next week. Pentagon considering COVID-19 booster mandate for troops. National Guard helping virus-zapped states, hospitals. Dole, genuine hero paid war's price, triumphed in Senate. Oklahoma Guard leader tells vaccine refusers to prepare for career-ending federal action. What Special Operations Command's biggest lesson from Afghanistan means for future fights. Few tainted water raises questions about integrity of second Navy well in Hawaii. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Tornado cuts through Kentucky for 200 miles, upwards of 70 feared dead, 5 other states see casualties. 2 more Chicago Bulls, Ayo Dosunmu and Stanley Johnson, enter the NBA's COVID-19 protocols, bringing their outbreak to 7 players. No bail for Chicago police officer charged in fatal shooting of 29-year-old girlfriend in Galewood neighborhood. CTA workers march to bring awareness to assaults. More than 100 members and supporters of CTA unions briefly block Michigan Avenue to protest attacks against operators. 3 armed robberies within 25 minutes in Lakeview neighborhood triggers police community alert. I'll never forget you. More than 100 people gather at spot where Woom Sing Se was killed to hold vigil for 71-year-old mainstay of Chinatown. Woman passenger ejected from vehicle on Chicago Skyway after driver cut off by speeding vehicles, police say. Man dead in fatal vehicle crash in back of Yards neighborhood, police say. 1 dead, at least 6 wounded in city shooting since Friday night, police say. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Powerful tornadoes kill at least 78 in 5 U.S. states. Bezos' Blue Origin completes 3rd crewed space flight. Rare fossil reveals prehistoric Melbourne was once a paradise for tropical pig-nosed turtles. Blue Origin poised to send NFL TV Strahan into space. Climate cycles create California precipitation uncertainty. FAA, no more commercial astronaut wings, too many launching. Mountain lion cuttings found under picnic table in California. Daughter of first American astronaut to launch on Blue Origin flight. Turkey and neighbors pledge to clean up Mediterranean. Southwest France hit by flooding after heavy rains. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, December 11th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Back from the brink, restoring prairies with fire. The best RV mattresses. How monarchs migrate without a map. How hydra regrow their heads. Filmmaker Aronofsky talks science and exploring planet Earth with Will Smith. What colors, planets and bedroom designs help for the best sleep? Spray painting color asteroids could redirect them away from Earth. White rhinos occupy uncharted territory in Rwanda. Arctic ground squirrels snuggle to survive winter. Investigating screen time's impact on the attention span. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. In storm's aftermath, Kentucky residents struggle with loss. How Friday night's rare and deadly December tornado outbreak unfolded. Akabunduihiagu helps carry UT Arlington over Lamar 56-47. Tulane temporarily shuts men's hoops amid virus outbreak. Reggie Jackson hits winning jumper, Clippers beat Magic. Nolan leads Jacksonville over Unk Wilmington 77-48. Southern Utah tops St. Catherine 100-61. Hamilton leads UNLV past Hartford 95-78. Smith lifts Little Rock over Philander Smith 60-51. Marfo scores 21 to lead Quinnipiac past Maine 73-47. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. CIF football, Wilcox erases 21-point halftime deficit but falls into a state title game. Census Bureau works to improve confidence in 2020 head count. Orinda, driver killed after crashing into parked car on Highway 24. Greece, 11 held in attack on principal over virus checks. 49ers Saturday moves, cue up rookie cornerback to fill in for Johnson, Mosley. Ravens promote practice squad offensive tackle, cornerback for game versus Cleveland Browns. How to help, 8 groups mobilized to help victims of Midwest tornadoes. 5 things to watch for as the Chicago Bears visit the Green Bay Packers, including Justin Fields' first game at Lambeau Field, plus our Week 14 predictions. Watchdog, Federal Anti-Terror Unit investigated journalists. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden will meet Manchin next week to persuade him on $1.9 trillion social spending bill. Major multi-day storm headed toward Northern California. CNN producer charged with seeking to lure minor girls for sexual training. Netanyahu defends congratulating Biden on election victory, after Trump accused him of betrayal. Judge okays regulator subpoena for Rust assistant director. Oklahoma National Guard leader warns unvaccinated members. DRA says Fauci must be held accountable, step down from NIAID. Kentucky declares state of emergency as tornado kills at least 70 people. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Supreme Court ruling on Texas abortion law opens door to copycat schemes everywhere. Julian Assange on brink of extradition to U.S. Now in power, key anti-war Democrats soften on Saudi war in Yemen. Congress caves to Saudi Arabia on Yemen war. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, December 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 7 men out, Bulls announce Seo Dosunmu and Stanley Johnson in protocol. CTA workers march in loop after spate of violence against bus drivers, give us safety for Christmas. Devastating tornadoes rip through southern Illinois, 4 other states, at least 70 killed in Kentucky. Bears rule out DL Akeem Hicks for game versus Packers. No bail for off-duty Chicago police officer charged with killing mother of his child. Team Rose Classical Hive updates. Robbie Buckets does it again as Oak Forest takes down Lane. Blackhawks notebook, Philip Kirchhoff hoping for December turnaround. Ex-Bears WR Josh Bellamy sentenced to 3 years in prison. Saturday's high school basketball scores. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, December 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Review, Jeff Rosenstock, White Oak Music Hall, December 10, 2021. Supreme Court allows continued challenge to Texas abortion law. Mastro's Ocean Club opens in the Woodlands, Hattie B's in 2023. Things to do, No Surprise hosts Strolls the Season Toy Drive. Things to do, read Live Through That 90s Musicians Today by Mike Hipple. Struggling Seahawks come to NRG Stadium for Week 14. Review, Being the Ricardos. Things to do, the best things to eat and drink in Houston this weekend. The next headlines are about world records making news. Swimmers brave extreme, icy waters as northeastern Russia hits near record low temperatures, Euronews. 496 rocket kits launch creates Guinness record at Goa Science Fest, Locknett. Derby winner aiming for new world record, Thoroughbred Daily News. Blue Origin launches Michael Strahan and crew of 5 on record-setting suborbital space flight, space.com. A 6-year-old girl who set a world record in Rubik's Cube game, Unit of India Herald Group Publishers, P. Limited. Dutchess home has Guinness World Record setting Christmas display of 600k lights, Putnam Daily Voice. Hudson Valley home has Guinness World Record setting Christmas display of over 600k lights, White Plains Daily Voice. Meet Nims Purja, the Nepalese mountaineer who scaled world's 14 tallest peaks in record 6 months, The Logical Indian. Yonkers, Amigo Valo lowers world record in half-mile track debut, Daily Racing Form. Teen Zara Rutherford lands in Seoul in record solo flight, U.S. News & World Report. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Open Channel, what DC superhero deserves a solo game next? Idris Elba ain't half-assing Knuckles the etched enough for Sonic 2. John Legend will help bring Phantom of the Opera's modern adaptation to life. Captain Carter suits up for her solo comic in 2022. Powerful tornadoes leave at least 70 dead across 6 states. This dark matter radio could tune into new physics. Better.com CEO who fired 900 employees on Zoom and behaved like trash is taking time off. Forget about gold, study says investing in Lego sets will earn you more money. James Cameron explains why the original Aliens poster is so basic. The chum boxes that helped Alex Jones stay in business. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Roebourne Arrow in Australia at 115.7 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayankir in Russia at minus 66.28 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 54.6 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Defending quantum chess champion takes the title again in 2021 tournament. The weekend's best deals, Apple's newest AirPods, Google's Pixel 5a, and more. Vivaldi 5.0 makes web browsing on Android tablets fun again. Rumbleverse adds a melee twist to the Battle Royale. Mary, Queen of Scots, sealed her final missive with an intricate spiral letterlock. Firefox 95 for Windows and Mac introduces RLBox, a new sandboxing tech. Amid violent threats, lawmaker ditches bill to make unvaxxed pay hospital bills. Stripped of power, Missouri health depths abandon COVID health measures. The internet's biggest players are all affected by critical Log4Shell 0-day. Microsoft pushed Apple for compromise to get Game Pass on the App Store. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Don Jr. uses toys for tots donation to Hawk Mini Trump drones. 5-alarm fire, Trump supporters IKEA elections post that could allow him to steal 2024 race. Rand Paul begs Biden for federal aid to Kentucky tornado victims, after a career of voting no when others needed the same. Pennsylvania deserves better than DRs. Trump may be trapped into pleading the Fifth during January deposition, former U.S. Attorney. Inside the 38-page PowerPoint Trump world circulated to justify election subversion. Mark Meadows met multiple times at White House with retired military officer tied to insurrection PowerPoint, report. Matt Gaetz laughed at on MSNBC over his plans to install Trump as House Speaker. Revealed, Anthony Bourdain posted anonymously for years on a martial arts Reddit forum. Capitol rioters' boasts on social media are coming back to haunt them as they face prison, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones, an election conspiracy theorist responsible for circulating batshit coup PowerPoint spoke several times with Meadows and the Trump White House, report. NYC has seen an increase in reports of anti-Asian hate crimes. Why is the NYPD commissioner blaming it on cash bail reform? Rare December tornado cluster rips across the Midwest and South, killing scores of people. Wildlife officials will hand-feed starving Florida manatees. Pro-Bernie Nevada Dems and the DNC are in a voter data feud. The most blistering lines from Sotomayor's extraordinary dissent in today's abortion ruling. SCOTUS rules extreme Texas abortion ban will remain in effect, though abortion providers can sue. I was sexually harassed by a coworker. My boss let my harasser stay to keep an eye on him. Sure looks like Donald Trump is gonna lose the light bulb war. The staff of Mother Jones is very divided over COVID capitalization. Help. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Out of this world, did Earth's water come from icy comets and grains of space dust? The Guardian. Pilot records baffling UFO fleet over Pacific. The Independent. Do portfolios have a UAP risk? Financial Times. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Neurofee reviews, cognitive support supplement or risky scam, Whitby News Times. Human-like brain helps robot out of a maze, Science Daily. Low-income kids use different brain function to ace achievement tests, Medical Express. The Unbreakable Brain Review, Cognitive Decline Support Book, HeraldNet.com, The Daily Herald. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. A Question of Mind Over Matter, Deccan Herald. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, December 11th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Pentagon UFO Rapid Response Teams ordered up by Congress. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, December 11th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.